Welcome back to the arena, all you wonderful people in the audience. We are here with the final match of Sunday night for the MLE. I'm Squid, joined by Schwal. We took a little bit of a caster swap. Gigabyte ended up leaving, but we got a wonderful talent to fill his spot. How you doing today?
Not too bad. I'm excited to see this. I know at least 3 of the people that are playing. I think I know Czar as well. I think I've played with him a couple of times. So I'm excited to see what's going to go down because Aubrey and Turney, kind of the same player, both dribble like can be. Flame, just a menace all over the field. So this should be an exciting match.
Well, this is nicely, some of the players there, but Puffins and Sabres rather close in terms of records. Same series record, but 1 game separates them in terms of win-loss. We got this best of 5 ready to go. The players all lined up, and so are we. Let's get this one underway. The final series of 5 for tonight. I would say make some noise, but nobody's actually here. So let's get this one underway. The first face-off between Czar and Z Flame, and the Puffins will win it handily. Ernie coming off the back wall, be able to get an initial touch and trying for the follow here. Czar following him downfield, no boost in the tank here. Will touch it out to the corner. Z Flame with possession, could not get a follow-up touch. They'll drop out into the orange corner, and Czar is going to try and get it out.
And I see I was wrong. I had information that Aubrey E was going to be playing GM and captain on the Puffins. However, I see Mouse Rat is in his place. This will be interesting. Mouse Rat and Flame fairly similar in playstyle, just as Mouse Rat passes to Flame. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they can read each other's minds.
That would reading each other's minds? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit, but they might be able to read each other quite nicely. They're able to do so just there. Mouse Rat getting that one out in the center for Flame to finish up on. They do take an early lead. The Sabres trail by 1 with 40 seconds off the clock. Ernie. Good position out of his own corner. We'll be up for that one. It's a bit of a double commit. And the challenge will go relatively neutral, but it's a free net the other way. Flame going to earn his second goal of the game. Mousetrap with his second assist, and a 2-goal lead for the Puffins.
And this is just unfortunate. Ernie had gone up for that ball and ended up on the other side of the field, probably hoping that Czar was going to pick up that ball and be able to pass it forward to him. So both Sabres just very overcommitted, giving the Puffins about a day and a half to make that shot. Flame didn't need it. He made it quickly.
Indeed he did. The Puffins will gladly take this early 3-goal lead, as Flame will receive yet another pass from Mouserat, and they seem to have this one dialed in.
They do, and this is just unfortunate, and this seems uncharacteristic for Ernie. I've played with him quite a few times. He just kind of came out chasing the ball, which when it comes off the corner like that and you can't see the other player on the other side of you, you have to assume they're there. It seems like he just kind of assumed he wasn't there. He was wrong, and I think at this point the Sabres just kind of need to take a breath, step back, and get in a rhythm before the Puffins just take this series away instantly.
Indeed. Thankfully, for the Sabres, they have plenty of time to do so, with only about 90 seconds off the clock at this point in time. They've been playing a significant portion of defense thus far, with 4 shots, and 4 shots only on the board, and all of them belong to Flame. We'll see if the Sabres can get started here. Out of their own half, Ernie receiving a pass there from Czar. Flame with no contact, but Mouse right there for the backup. Going to try and make this contest as well. Loses it horrendously, and it's all the way onto the blue wall. Czar's going to try and chase it down.
Czar with a big clear, gets it in the midfield for Turney, who committed very hard. This is going to be dangerous for the Sabres. It's back on the other side. Mouserat tries for another one of those passes, and Flame just couldn't get it. But at least finally, the Sabres have some pressure on the other side of the field.
It was a good flick pass there from Czar, but Ernie couldn't make anything out of it. However, it did serve for a little bit of pressure, as you mentioned, Schwal. At the half, Puffins maintain their 3-goal lead. A little bit of a boost starve there by Flame, but Mouserat might not be able to make it back in time. Czar a little bit off the mark. It's still high and in a dangerous spot, but Ernie cannot get up for that one, and Flame will have it away rather easily.
And the Puffins just continuing to dominate now. After that short stint on their side, we've really been on the Sabres half most of this game. I really think they've got to do something to get in a rhythm for the next match, next game, if they're going to turn this around. Because right now, this is all Puffins. They've still got 2 minutes, plenty of time to get 3 goals. But for now, just spend the next 2 minutes trying to get in a rotation that works for you.
And if they do happen to get 1 goal, you know, there's still time, as you mentioned. But apart from the eventful first minute, few dangerous opportunities on either side have presented themselves. Zar trying to take possession, but loses it rather quickly. Flame's going to toss that one up high. Deflected by Turney Ernie, back over the midfield line. Going to see if he can track this one down. Does get a favorable contest, but Mouserat has taken out the opposing attacker. Zar sent all the way back to his back line, and now Flame in a 1v1, but Zar will not be fooled. Gets that one away and looking for a follow.
Absolutely, and I really just continue to notice that Turney is not hitting the things that he's particularly good at, which are 50-50s and dribbles, and really just kind of ball sense, understanding where someone's going to hit the ball and kind of taking control of it. And it's interesting because Mouserat and Flame are both super offensive players, dangerous on both sides for sure, but very offensive, and Mouserat has been taking the lead. But Turney definitely needs to get his mind in the game and get back to what he's good at, because right now he's missing the things he would normally hit.
There's little time to change now in game 1. It does seem that they've got the rotation in line, though, so at least there's a good note for the next match coming up. The Sabres trying to push downfield at the end of the game here. Flame going to easily touch that one away. Zar is on the back foot here. Moving towards center. Mouserat, the shot towards target. Couldn't get a follow-up. And it's now moving towards the Puffins. And it's going to roll all the way in from Sweet Home, Alabama. Zar is the first goal for the Sabres.
Absolutely. And Zar just luckily getting this one past Mouserat. Puffins overcommitted. Too little too late for the Sabres. But I feel like that the amount of pressure that they've had in this last couple of minutes is at least going to help them into the next game to reset their play and hopefully pick one up to avoid going an 0-5.
That is a bit of a banger there. The Puffins going to close it down, however. Move on to 1-0 in the series, and again, the Puffins did come into this with the same series record, and the Puffins had a 1-game advantage. So now, regardless of if they win or lose, they'll have at least the game advantage, I believe. Maybe I'm doing my math wrong. You know, caster math. I'm just not going to think about it for now. Yes. I'm not going to think about it for now. This is not what I was paid.
We are talkers, not thinkers. I agree. Yes. Puffins 7 shots on that game to the Sabres 3. That honestly, like, sometimes these stats don't necessarily tell exactly what happened in the match. These stats tell exactly what happened in the match. The Puffins were in control for at least 3 minutes of that game, almost entirely on the Sabres half that entire time. And then on the last 2 minutes, finally the Sabres started getting some shots in. The Sabres need to take what they did in those last 2 minutes and capitalize on that. Start pushing back on the Puffins side. And definitely, like I said, I do know I've played with Zar. I don't remember his play style, but we've seen he's definitely pretty well-rounded. He's been across the field quite a bit. But Turney Ernie needs to start making those 50-50s that he is so good at. He really is so good at them, and just has not quite made it. If he doesn't start doing that, I feel like the Puffins are just going to sweep this very quickly.
Well, I mean, that may be true, but I think one good thing the Sabres have going for them, you talked about it last game, is they definitely got their rotations in line by those final 2 minutes, which you mentioned the Sabres definitely played a hand up in. But, I mean, we should really mention, just, again, I'm going to emphasize the first minute where the Puffins just dominated, and they might do it again.
Just like this.
Completely open, no contest. The first goal on the board.
Definitely, absolutely. I was talking about what the Sabres should do. No small feat of what the Puffins did in the first minute to 2 minutes of that last match, which was impressive of how well Flame and Mouserat played together. No surprise, because like I say, they actually do play very similar, a very aggressive, passy, likes to shoot from the air styles. So expect to see more of that continue in this game from them two as well.
And the Puffins do have the first goal, almost quickly countered, but Flame is able to block it away. All the way downfield now, Czar is going to try and keep control of this ball. Came off the side wall, now it's up to Turney Ernie. Pops this one up high, potential for a redirect, but Czar cannot make it happen. As Flame will touch it away, a great dunk as well. This sends it into the Sabres half. Turney Ernie on the pickup now. Czar is the option in midfield. Looks like he's going for the 1v1. An excellent flick off the crossbar and away. Czar can't get up for it either. And a huge missed chance there for the Sabres. They're going to keep it in play, fortunately, but that was such a close call. Czar now for the shot, but can't put that one away.
Wow.
And 3:50's on the clock. The Sabres, they've had a significant possession, but they just couldn't put it away.
Yeah, and that's going to kill him, not capitalizing on those chances. It's always going to hurt when you have that clear opportunity and you just don't quite make it. Shout out to Twitch for reminding me this, that Turney Ernie had to leave his residence 10 minutes before stream because of a fire alarm.
Yep.
He is literally playing in flames, folks. This is how good Turney Ernie is. We'll see what he can do. This is going to hurt, though. Puffins are going to go up 2-0. Ouch.
A bit of
What a
lucky
pass
double
from
touch
Flame.
there, yeah. Flame making that challenge. And having the vision to angle his car just a little bit backwards to touch it in towards center. Turney Ernie in a bit of a rough spot there in the corner, however. I feel it might be necessary to mention. I mean, I certainly hope he's not just like sitting inside while his building is burning down. Thoughts and prayers.
I'm sure he's got a fire suit.
I find it ironic that he's playing with the flamethrower boost as well. There you go. He's harnessed the power of destruction to serve him well.
He lives inside of one of those fireproof safes. Luckily for us,
yeah, sure.
we
threw
get
one
to
of
see
those,
this great action.
He threw one of those fireproof blankets they have for fighting wildfires just over his setup.
Absolutely, over everything. He
Yes.
is like a tent for a 5-year-old. He was playing under a fire-safe blanket.
We'll have to talk to him later about that, but for now, we're almost at the half, and the Sabres still have not put a single mark on the board. Flame will send that one up high.
Ooh,
They're actually going to let that one fall over to Mouse Rat. And Turney Ernie's the last line of defense here. He's been passed as well. Flame just has to put this one on target. Actually opted for the control instead of risking this save from the opponents. And it seems so much control for the Puffins still, regardless of their lack of shots in comparison to last game.
And very smart on their part to not go for the direct shot and just maintain control, which they did for another about 10 seconds after that because Sabres had double committed. This is going to go in, though. Czar's finally going to get one upfield and put it in with the Puffins kind of spread out, and that's what they needed to do about 2 minutes ago.
About 2 minutes, I love it. A passive-aggressive, I love it. That's great. All in all, though, was a good touch using the delayed flip to get that one just over top the last defender. Moving back field, they've got 2 minutes in order to make something happen here. Turney Ernie not making contact with that ball. We'll leave it for Flame. Shots up high, up the crossbar. Does get the follow, he does, but Czar's able to recover in time.
Good job from Czar there. Recovering, and just unfortunate for Flame on his side that his only touch was pretty soft. This is going to be dangerous, though. And wow, Flame and Mouse both mishitting or missing that one to miss an opportunity on their side. Maybe the Sabres can capitalize and get back to a tie with 1:18 left.
Yep, they can, but a couple of misses from the
Sabres.
Nice. I have to say, Schwa, that was the most caster's curse I think I've ever seen. Oh, it was a true disaster. Oh no.
It fell apart really fast there, and unfortunately, so on the Sabres side, mentally speaking, you're already down in the series. I say this as Turney Ernie's going to get a kickoff goal. Pretty uneventful, I believe. That Flame, he just kind of got a misflip. Nothing too amazing. Sabres, they're already down in the series, and now they're also down in this game. And as much as the Academy League, you tend to panic around the goal line when things are not quite going right and you're getting shot on. It's even more so when you're down in the series. It's an unfortunate thing, and the Sabres definitely need to take a breath, a nice deep breath, and relax and get back into what they do best.
And they will have a couple of opportunities here. Great dunk by Mouse Rat. Turney Ernie. Just a moment ago, did have a good flick opportunity, just could not get it off the ground, but there's still life for the Sabres. Zar clears that one past the midfield line. Mouse Rat in a bit of a tough spot here. 50-50 by Turney Ernie. Is relatively neutral Flame. Weak touch. Zar could pick this one up, looking to do so in the corner. Great dunk against Mouse Rat. But will they be able to turn this one into a goal? Turney Ernie off the side wall. Dropped into the midfield. Zar to take over. Looking to inherit this possession and push it forward. That one's in towards center, but Flame has no trouble getting that one away. No effective attack opportunities for the Sabres.
Oh, man.
In the final 10 seconds, Mouse Rat can't put it on target. There's one more attack opportunity right here. They have to make it happen if they want to have a chance at game 2, but Mouse Rat cuts off Turney Ernie before he can do much with this one. Things are in dire straits, and they'll stay that way as the Puffins secure game 2.
They do, and at the end of that game, about 30 seconds before what we saw happen, Zar had started to go for the ball, but realized he was last man back, so he hesitated, he stopped, he turned, and then he was going towards goal. I assume he realized he didn't have boost, so instead he turned towards the corner boost and then missed it and then turned back towards goal. He actually did clear it, still missed the other boost as well. And Turney Ernie had to come up and take advantage or take control of the ball. A long series of events to say clearly some rotation problems at the end of that game for the Sabres that we talked about in the last game. For the first 3 minutes of the first game, they just didn't take advantage of some opportunities in the middle of this game, which is ultimately what killed them, because the stats say what really happened. It was pretty even back and forth. Sabres just not capitalizing when they had chances.
Yeah, and to add to that, notice a couple of, spaces where, they didn't capitalize. And sometimes, just had a simple defensive error that caused, an opportunity for their opponents or just straight up a goal against. So being able to, fix up those kinds of issues would help immensely. Let's hope they get sorted out here for game number 3. They're going to have to win this one if they want a chance at taking this series right here. 5 fresh minutes on the regulation timer. Zar and Flame on the kickoff, and the Puffins win it out only barely. And Turney Ernie has to turn away a quick shot, and he'll be able to continue with the downfield, inheriting this ball. Move towards center. It's popped up high. Zar got a little bit bumped in the backfield, though.
Wow, yeah.
Be turned away.
Flame just really manhandling Zar there, making sure he couldn't get to the goal. And again, the Sabres with a huge chance on the Puffins side. What they need to do is just not worry about that and keep this pressure going. Don't panic on this ball, Turney. Do what you do and get back to the Puffin side.
It was a great couple of touches there. Cut off the side wall and then the continuation downfield. Flame rather easily gets this one to the side, going to look to give it another touch. Turney Ernie downfield. One moves back into the corner. Turney getting a little bit of pressure. Good touch there from Zar. Can he get the follow-up? He can, but it's blocked away by Flame. Great idea in the 1v1 arena, but it looks like they're going to have to turn back towards their own side to make a defensive play. Turney Ernie should be able to easily come across and get this one to the corner.
Puffins giving Sabres some time here to push forward. Mouse Rat now behind Turney. He's going to try for a demo. He's literally chasing Turney around the field, and now Turney is turned around to chase Mouse Rat and demoed Mouse Rat. But again, the Sabres seem to be the ones in control of the ball, and yet the Puffins in control of who scores. But Caster Curse again. Wow, so perfectly timed. Zar's going to take advantage of Flame overcommitting off of the wall.
Just a simple miss there, and Zar has no trouble getting that one in. Rather not difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Zar just had to wait.
Different ways to describe that. That's the only thing that can come to mind. Not difficult,
It was, unfortunately, for the Puffins, they just didn't wait for the ball to come off the wall. And sometimes those are tricky, especially at the diamond range. Sabres capitalize, and that's what they need to keep doing. And they luckily get it out to the Puffin side after a little bit of danger.
Well, how long will it stay there? It was the question for a moment before we figured out the answer. Not very long.
Not at
Out of
all.
the corner. Playing with control. Looking to try and get a pass away, but this could turn disastrous. Zar
Ooh.
just takes it right away from him, but he can't turn it in. And just before the half, the Sabres have missed a huge chance to gain insurance. Midway through the game, Flame can't flick that one over Turney Ernie, and thankfully the Sabres not punished immediately for that inability to make the play. Well, they are on the defense once again, and that is something that you generally don't want to miss.
No, and that's exactly what they did in the last match. They weren't up in that game. However, they did have the ball in front of an open goal and just didn't convert. This one was even closer. They actually got a shot on goal and just didn't convert. Zar neither getting the shot on net or getting the pass over to Turney, who was also available. And now we've been in the Sabres half since, basically. So that miss really turning the tides as far as possession goes.
We have been in the Sabres half, but we haven't seen a goal against the Sabres yet. They are just now getting it out. Zar looking for a demo. He's going to be unable to find one. But a lot of pressure there. Zar not picking up the boost on the side. Flame in a very good spot here. Pass over to Mouse Rat. Shots on target, but Zar does get it away.
Oh!
That is the most unlucky you can possibly get a defensive play. Had the clear, but Turney Ernie just not in the right spot at the right time.
Just coming in too hot. He's going to hit the own goal, and you said it, though. Zar not only didn't get that boost, I'm going to say this happened before all of what we just said. Zar not only didn't get the boost, he left the ball for the Puffins to get possession. Gave the Puffins so much time to get the ball on their side. You just can't do that. You can't leave the ball sitting there for that long. Boost or not, put some pressure on. At least put the ball out of the middle of the field. He didn't do that. And we see the chaos that ensued to now have them tied.
Done opportunity. It's on target. Flame. Nope, he's not going to be able to get that. Turney Ernie from downtown with 52 seconds to go takes the lead for the the Sabres. Hopefully doesn't take the lead for the Puffins. Oh, my Lord.
We've said it so often that the Puffins were in the lead. Absolutely. Turney Ernie recognizing very quickly that Mouse Rat was definitely overcommitted. Mouse Rat was committed and Flame was overcommitted for where he was. Just popped it up over him, and now the Sabres again trying to take control of this ball, but this isn't going to be it. Flame gets it by Zar, and we're tied again. Sabres still not able to maintain a lead for very long.
That was an aggressive attempt there by Zar to take control of that ball away from Flame. Having already seen Turney Ernie miss the challenge upfield against the opposing goal line. But it did look like he got a little piece of it, just not quite enough. And that was a key touch there from Turney Ernie. This could still go very badly for the Sabres if they're not careful. But Ernie does get a follow-up touch. He's going to continue with this ball downfield. Plenty of opportunity to cut this one in towards center. Unable to get it playable for Zar. The Sabres do not back down from the challenge. Zar continue with this ball. That 50-50 could have gone better, but it's still a chance. Popping up in the corner. Flame touches away from his teammate. Zar for the shot on target. Mouse Rat is there. Zar for the follow-up. Can't make that happen either. And Mouse Rat will be able to clear it away. And this will actually roll up. The Puffins still have an opportunity to attack. Off the back wall. Turney Ernie can't make the touch. It's off the target. Turney Ernie comes off the backboard to make the clutch save for OT.
Wow, and there's the Turney Ernie I'm talking about, really watching where the opponent is, but now needs to do it again already in overtime. I'm going to quit very quickly so that Squid can keep going, but Turney Ernie doing Turney things. That was an impressive save to put this into overtime.
Well and truly not giving up, even after being unable to make the play off the back wall, but that's a huge miss right there. Zar's a little bit slow getting back, but he should be able to get there. Mouse right in towards center, flick over one, sets it right up for Flame, and the Puffins have game 3.
And there's the thing, you cannot give the Puffins this amount of room, and I'll go back to what you said at the end of the last game when Zar came forward with an aggressive play just after Turney had missed the ball and then gone around for a demo. Zar had come up when they were in the lead and we're in the lead. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have come up, because I had literally just said you can't leave the ball in the middle. He should have come up. He should have then turned for some shadow defense, giving his teammate time to get back. Instead, he went for just the all-out, hey, let's get a safety goal. That absolutely killed him. That put him into overtime and gave Flame and Mouse Rat plenty of time to put some pressure back on the other side. Because again, stats fairly similar, as far as shots. Sabres with Turney Ernie. Shout out to Turney Ernie for 4 saves. But can't let the Puffins have that many opportunities when you're going to overcommit on the other side and not take advantage of the opportunities you have.
Well, I think that, you could argue as well that the Sabres, to give Puffins some opportunities, and you say that they can't give them those, but at the same time, I feel like they're giving them opportunities by just making those overcommits. And I feel like it's really been a theme is where they've basically thrown away certain goals by overcommitting in certain spots where they really don't need to in order to make a play happen. You just highlighted an entire sequence that well illustrates the point there. So overall, the Sabres just stop diving, I guess is the point.
Stop diving.
You guys, they had control.
That is the greatest advice.
It was going just fine. They had everything going according to plan, and then it all went down the drain when Zar just dove at a ball that, was an uneducated challenge. So, in Game 4 now, they have already fallen in this series, unfortunately, but they can get some games back here, hopefully. But that one will not be the first goal for them as it gets turned away by Flame into the corner. And oh boy.
Yeah, and you don't need a math expert now to know that it doesn't matter for the Puffins as far as game wins over the other team for the season. They're going to have it. Shout out to Aubrey E in the Twitch chat. As I said, GM of the Puffins, after that last game, be right back, having a heart attack. I don't blame you. That was close. And Zar and Turney Ernie really want to pick up these last 2 now.
Yeah, good effort. Although I will say, you're having a heart attack over almost losing Game 3 of a series that you're already up 2-0 in.
You're already
you can real evaluate how much you're investing into this team. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment. You care about your players and the franchise, but you were up 2-0, so I think you had a little bit of a safety net. In any case,
definitely did.
A beautiful pass there Turney already made, but Zar's unable to follow it up. Just a little bit out of position. Great effort, though. Truly outstanding. And they'll have another opportunity here. Turney Ernie's up in the air. It's just off the mark. Again,
Ouch.
some pretty phenomenal effort, but to no avail, as it'll get turned away by the Puffins defense in the end. Turney Ernie beaten out here. Zar still in the backfield and should have a relatively good challenge here. Is able to get it past 1. Only Mouse Rat to beat, but he might not for long. Turney Ernie's bumped him out of the way. Good slow play from the Zar. Can't make the 50-50 happen. And now Turney Ernie is in dire straits indeed. Playing with the 1 touch, and it will get over top. Puffins tie things up here in Game 4.
One of those things you can't let Flame do is get up in the air over you, because he is definitely an aerial beast. And Turney just kind of backed up, waiting, hoping he'd miss maybe. I'm not quite sure. But either way, Flame had plenty of time to look for that one to tie that up for the Puffins.
3:15 on the clock now. Sabres might add 5 shots in total. The Puffins don't have any shots, although they've managed to score. I've never been particularly good at
infinite
math.
Percentage of shots. And here, Turney Ernie is going to give the Sabres another shot and a goal. They're unfortunately not shooting infinite percentage of shooting percentage. They are only at 33%.
Yeah, and a good takeaway there by Turney Ernie. Turn that one in, but again, I'm not like a professor or a doctor in math, but I'm relatively certain that's not how that works. Anyways, that aside, Turney Ernie will actually earn himself another shot right there. A little bit wide of the net. On the back foot here. Mouse Rat trying to make something of that. Turney Ernie's going to back right into it. He might try again. But Flame will take it away. and continue to push it through all the way onto the opposing back wall, looking to try and make something happen, but that was a bit of an interesting interaction. Turney Ernie gonna try and find the wide angle on this one, but it gets to the wall before he can do so. And that play will dissipate as a result. 2 minutes and 22 on the clock as we move down to the Sabres' end.
And I just realized something I think that has played a key role in everything. We talked about Turney Ernie had dealt with a fire alarm right before playing this game, and he just missed an aerial that Flame shot. This could be some little psychological stress. Turney Ernie having to watch the Flame all around him shoot over and over again.
It's like some sort of post-traumatic stress disorder?
That's exactly, absolutely. You just get out of a fire alarm, you have to leave your apartment, now you're playing a game and there's just flame all around you? Like, that's gotta hurt at some point.
I feel like if that was the case, he wouldn't. Again, I'm just going to point out he's using the flamethrowers. I'm relatively certain he wouldn't be doing that.
Well, that's, what is that, immersion therapy?
Immersion therapy, yeah. Of course. It's like facing your fears, right? That's how that works.
Absolutely. It is absolutely facing your fears.
Proven strategy, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways,
nothing much happening right now. Yeah, just some back and forth midfield.
We love it. Ping pong, name of the game here, but the Sabres maintain the lead. There's a good point for all of you Sabres fans out there in the audience. Except Aubrey, I suppose, not necessarily a Sabres fan, so that's one that I know, at the very least.
At least one. I see Tuxedo Marks in Twitch chat as well, who is also a Puffin, probably also not a Sabres fan at the moment, although I do know he enjoys playing with Turney Ernie. A safe bet. I do know he enjoys playing with Turney Ernie and the challenges he gets, but absolutely a safe bet. Mouse Rat, what a save from Turney's dribble upfield.
When Turney Ernie bumping out Flame as well, disabling him from making a counterattack there. Zara coming
putting
out of the corner.
Flame out, as it were.
Okay. All right. Disregarded. But here comes Flame around Turney.
Oh, boy.
13 seconds left and the Puffins tie it up again.
And the Flame coming back wasn't quite doused out. Turney getting caught way too far out in front of the goal.
Through water on a grease fire.
Flame, absolutely. Flame just taking advantage of the mile in front of the goal that Turney Ernie was to get around him and still have time to put that one on net. And now, again, the Puffins have a chance to win this one, even though the Sabres were up almost the entire time.
And Turney Ernie, no miraculous saves this time to avoid overtime. Or, sorry, to keep us from in overtime territory, I suppose. Keep them from losing the game.
Words.
Words are...
This is going to hurt, though.
Yep. Well... They managed to push it to overtime twice in a row, and they managed to lose in overtime within 20 seconds twice in a row. So that's
yeah, and
another game secured for the Puffins.
It is, and I just talked about in the last one, Czar kind of overcommitting the hit rather than just securing the ball. Literally exactly what happened. It was way more direct this time. In the last game that I talked about it, he had kind of done that a few plays before that, but just the sequence of events happened to turn out badly for them. In this one, he literally just came up. Turney had just turned in the Puffins corner to turn back up field, and Czar turned and hit the ball to just keep it midfield. Rather than, he could have done one of two things. Let it go to their corner, which is the direction it was going. Turney Ernie could have secured it, or just let it hit his car and secure the ball, give Turney time to get behind him. That literal mistake cost them the game, and now Zara has left the match. He's probably done a car change. Oh, he disconnected. He's back now. I will say in this, to the Sabres point, and we saw it, we talked about it, 8 shots on net to the Puffins 2 in this game. Sabres definitely kept control, but they just kept making those overcommit mistakes. They kept, how did you put it, lunging at the ball a little too quickly, diving at the ball a little too quickly, and that cost them the game entirely.
And I will say, Aubrey getting a little bit excited in the chat there.
I'm bridge going Super
Oh.
Flame after this. Oh
Alright.
my goodness. Twitch chat, I love you so much. Aubrey, you're amazing.
Oh dear.
Your Shakespearean-like way with words is
Is that how you
impressive.
describe that? That's
Oh,
how you
sure.
describe that.
Hey,
Okay, alright.
you've never seen Shakespeare's lesser plays, clearly. But
Oh boy.
in all honesty, his love should be going towards Czar, who literally passed him that ball.
Nice.
The Sabres.
Okay. Wow,
I'm just
no mercy.
no. I'm
Holy
no mercy.
cow.
No, I'm really. The Puffins did not win that last game. The Sabres lost it, if that makes sense.
I
Czar passed him
completely
the
know
ball.
what you're saying. But man, Zara just got called out. That's not
I'm
like a 1v1.
absolutely.
That's not like a 1v1 challenge if I've ever heard it.
I
Can we
didn't
get
say
that
that.
coming up next on MLE.
I'll
We have
play
a
anyone in 1v1 and lose terribly, and Mouserat's gonna put this in as I get called out just for trying to say what's going on.
Hey man,
Flame to Mouserat again.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. These are
I'm
just facts. I'm just
I-
spitting facts.
I'm down for what I said. Trust me.
All right. Next up on minor league esports, we got Schwab versus Zar 1v1. Stick around. It's gonna be a best of 99. What?
Wow.
All right. Well, I guess the Puffins want to win. This
I didn't
one
even
too.
get to see what happened. I was still resetting my camera.
Well, you see, Flame just decided that actually rotating is stupid, so he just chased the ball there, and it worked. Although
it did.
I will grant him that there was really no chance to turn out of that and rotate in the first place. But Puffins up by 2 in the first minute. We should probably actually talk about the game, which
I feel we are.
that's kind of dumb. I don't know what they hired me for because it's clearly not that. But
You were hired, man.
yeah,
They did this for 2 peanuts, not even a whole peanut. Just
no,
like 2
they're
peanut pieces.
allowing me to do this as long as I pay them $20 a series. It's a steal.
Oh,
honestly.
okay,
Like,
yeah.
I'm getting the
30,
discount
though.
price.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're getting the discount price. Puffins keeping this on the Sabres side, by the way. Flame and Mouserat just taking advantage of the fact that they're up 4 games in this series and don't really have anything to worry about. They can do things that they maybe wouldn't normally do.
If they choose to or not, it seems to be working for them so far. 3 minutes on the clock, are a little bit over. 3 minutes and some change, if you will. And they've gone to the solid lead of 2-0. This one coming across the net, and Turney Ernie almost delivered that right to Mouserat, but it'll be Flame to put it away in the end. He's got himself 2 goals this game, and oh my goodness, they're running away with it.
They are, and Czar made the mistake of turning towards the ball rather than staying towards the post of the goal. I don't think it was going to matter because Flame and Mouserat definitely playing on a more confident level right now and just putting everything on. Puffins dominating this series overall.
Does seem to be that way. They're looking at the complete sweep with a game win here. Flame downfield. Onto the back wall. No contact from the Sabres. They just let them have that one, and the Puffins are going to punish.
Puffins not letting up. Kudos to them for being up 4 games in this series and not backing off a little bit.
I could hear the kind of depressed sigh when you started talking because you've been talking about how the Sabres have just been letting the Puffins have all the opportunities in the world.
They really
That
have.
was exactly that for the 4th goal. I just handed it off to you, and all I hear is I totally understand. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I
it
get
is. The Sabres had the chances not only in games 3 and 4, they had a chance in game 2. They had kind of let it go earlier than what we saw in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 being way closer. But the Sabres have really, let the games get away from them. And now the Puffins are just feeding on a wounded animal at this point. Really just coming in and continually pecking at players who already feel down. Again, kudos to them. They are not letting up, but it is kind of rough to watch at some point.
And everyone knows that the Puffins are only the most violent of animals. Of course.
Of course. Literally the most vicious animal in the world.
Because if memory serves, Puffins are only I don't know, what, 5-inch maximum Small birds.
I think it's a little taller than that, but yeah, you've got the right idea. They've got long beaks though. That could be dangerous.
Yeah, of course. They're gonna poke your eye or something. Anyways.
Yeah, well, maybe they do what the Puffins did in this series, which is kind of peck at you until you give up, and then just start feasting, which really feels more like what's happened.
Yeah,
that's
pretty accurate.
Yeah, no, they absolutely they came out not super aggressive, but aggressive enough to win. And then every time the Sabres were up, they were just like, nope, you don't get it. We're gonna feast on whatever mistake you make.
Whenever the opposing team is up, just say no. Okay, noted.
Just say no.
Written down. See you in RLRS next season, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think at this point it might be too late for the Sabres to salvage this game. And it's definitely too late for the series because they've lost that in a time since past. Final 20 seconds ticking down, and I guess it's basically time for our closing thoughts for the game and the evening as a whole.
Yeah, well, for me, Flame and Mouse Rat, when I saw it wasn't Aubrey E and Flame and Mouse Rat did exactly what I thought they would do. Excuse me. They gave each other time to attack and kind of ball chase. They gave each other good aerial passes and good crossfield passes, knowing that that's both of their strengths. Turning Ernie came out not doing what he's great at, and Czar and Turney had a couple of games to kind of get in rhythm, and then when they finally did, they made a few key small. It doesn't matter. They were key mistakes at key times. And the Puffins capitalized 100%. And then in this last one, the Puffins just came out and said, hey, we're going to playoffs. We don't care what you say.
The playoffs train is leaving. Are you losers on board?
Absolutely.
There you go. But, I mean, in all reality, though, we got to mention that because the Puffins advanced their record now from 20-15 or 4-3 in series to now 25-15 and 5-3. So that is a major improvement. This was a huge win for the Puffins in every regard. So big congratulations to those guys. Hopefully they can move on and get us playoff spot. Maybe I'm seeing some closing thoughts from the chat about Puffins being back in the playoff hunt. But I suppose that's Aubrey saying that. So biased opinion.
Absolutely. Chat saying that Puffins 5-0'd because they didn't play Aubrey. Not necessarily actually what I'm saying. I honestly would have loved to have seen Aubrey v. Turney Ernie because they're very similar players that like to kind of ground play more than anything. But when you throw Mouse Rat and Flame together and you give them enough room to do what they do, that is definitely a deadly combination that we saw tonight.
Well, it's been a great night of games, and unfortunately, we don't have any more. I wish we did. I wish that we could actually broadcast the Schwa versus Czar game, but I don't think we're gonna have that, unfortunately. I'm sure, it'll happen at some point. I will petition the broadcast. But for now,
absolutely,
no more games. Anyways,
nope.
Yeah, it's been a great night. I've had a lot of fun. We saw some Premier League to open it up, and then the Academy League games were fantastic to watch. And yeah, it's been a fantastic night. Any closing notes for you, Schwa?
No, thanks, Squid, and all of the MLE production crew for letting me jump in and help out. And I hope everyone has a great week. If you're not an MLE member, you can be. Go by mlesports.gg and learn how to become a part of this amazing organization.
Of course, to make sure to check out our awesome sponsors, including Balls Guarana. I still have to get some of that myself. I've been excited to try that for the longest time, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But make sure to catch us for the next week of MLE action. We're going to be signing off for tonight, so make sure that you are tuning in next week. More great games headed your way, but we're done for tonight. We'll see you later.